Hello and welcome. This is Diana and you are watching Holistic Vibes. This is going to be a message and it's more than likely going to be for like the whole week. It says your aura is very bright and that reflects purity and clarity. When was the last time that you cleared your field, right? And that's what we'll be doing today. So if you have not, ground your energy, because it definitely is going to help. And rebalance, right? What are you birthing into being? What are you kind of allowing within this expansive state of being? The balancing of masculine and feminine energies, right? Are you gaining new friendships? Have you received criticism for your empathetic way of being, right? Of your insight, for your allowance? What has been trying to come into your awareness, to your insight? That's going to be cleared today, right? Like, are you fearing something that is being lost? Maybe something of stability is coming into play, right? It's going to allow you to explore activations, explore like your inner guidance. It's kind of like if you've ever been in a state where you've had to be in fight or flight, right? You really can't focus on anything else. Like you're living in that state of angst. You're living in that state of, okay, well, what's next? How do I prepare? What's going to happen? And so like ask yourself, if everything was working out, if I am fully grounded in my body, right? I'm able to look at this and whatever's unfolding in front of me from a higher state, a higher perspective, right? Yeah, you might have to take a step or two back, right? You might have to pick up a second job. You might have to take work that is a little less desirable, right? And the thing is like, start looking at, okay, what do I have to do to just get through now, right? And allow yourself to be in your heart center and say, okay, God, there's a lesson and a reason and a season for everything. So show me what this season is for. Like, what is it unfolding? How will I step into that state of stability? Like, what do you want to show me? Because I've rested enough. I've longed enough. I've sat in my place. I've been in resentment, right? I've been in anger. I've been in fear. And I'm growing impatient. I'm ready for like what has been promised to me to become, right? And so like by you stepping into your will, by you sacrificing the coulda, woulda, shouldas and letting all that stuff go, of saying, you know, this is where I am, but this is not where I want to live any longer. And because you demanded that the universe step up and, you know, birth this new cycle for you, there was some, birth twice, right? There was some kind of a discipline and action that stepped into play that pushed you into a state of victory and clarity, right? And through that, like, and through your empathetic, right, you like literally are stepping into your divine destiny, your reason of why you've incarnated on this planet. And so like step into your heart center and like truly ask, like, if you feel criticized, if you feel like you're being triggered, right, because of old wounds, because the thing is like the people we attract are essentially a reflection of our mirror, of like the things that are triggered within our field. And so if you're feeling criticized, who did it to you? Who initially first laid that energetic blueprint that like you deserve to be criticized, right? Who did it start with? And it's like when you're pulling it up, don't look at just like your situation. Like try to look at what your parents' parents taught, right? Them, how that blueprint was laid, because that's the key to updating your DNA blueprint, right? Because it's all energy, it's all frequency. Those contracts get pulled through the lineage as we incarnate. And so if you can mark those as completed, where like you don't have to pull it forward anymore, right? Like your kids don't have to give it to their kids, and they no longer have to live in anger. Like anger doesn't equivalent to passion, right? There can be different kind of contracts that actually invoke freedom and joy and peace and flow, right? And so 55 and 1155 are going to be numbers that you're going to see in your sequences that are showing you that these items are being updated, right? That you are stepping into this victory. It's going to show you when your paradigm is going to shift, where you're going to pivot, right? And so if something feels toxic, it's toxic. Like if somebody feels funky, if they feel like a compulsive liar, it's because they're a compulsive liar, right? And give homage to the radar of your internal guidance, because you're not wrong, right? People can understand things from their own level and their own perspective. And so as you're a conscious creator, as you're wanting to draw in more like-minded people, like allow yourself to identify, hey, some people don't want to go on the evolutionary journey, and that's okay. Some people don't want to come into their gifts, and that's okay, right? It can be a scary thing when you see entities at the bottom of your bed, or if you see shadows out of the corner of your eye, right? And so not everybody's going to want to deal with those things. So give honor and allow space for another's evolution, right? Empathy, it's yours. I hope you choose a higher timeline, but it's not up to me to determine. The information is there, right? And so take a leap of faith in the direction that you desire, because it is going to be unfolding just the way that you want, right? The lighthouse guides you home and to the stars. You are perfectly imperfect, and allow yourself to step into that next phase in your own journey of like where you desire to be, feel, do, have, and do it from a state of expansiveness, but do it from a state of being very grounded, right? Being very like tapped into source and allowing like what you want to be, and gaining back your sovereignty, right? Through clarity, through understanding. And so every time impatience and resentment comes into being, where you think you have to push instead of pull, or just be and allow, when you are forcing your agenda and your will, identify where it's tied to your old, right? Identify where you can step into a neutrality state of being, and you could just say, God, show me. Show me what is unfolding this week. Show me my highest timeline in reflection. Give me signs. Show me that I am being upgraded. And I want those new higher timelines. I want those new blueprints, right? Give them to me. Allow them to come through, right? That's the next level of speaking into existence, getting into honing your gifts, honing your desired, what stability looks like for you. And it's going to come through. You have nothing to fear, because you are in a state of neutrality, in heart-centered consciousness. And maybe that's an old thought form, right? Of where you had to fear growing, where you had to fear change, where you had to fear something that's outside of your norm, right? Like for me, I read energy as a child, and it came second nature, right? And I was told how evil it was and how it was not okay. Yet both of my parents spoke in tongues, right? Which is essentially like light language. And so what I'm telling you is like identify these old boundaries, these old cords. And shoulder, I see you, you can exit. In birthing this next cycle, right? See the highest, best possible timeline, and ask them to show you the things that you cannot even conceive, that you cannot even put into words. Allow them to show you the new set points. Yeah. That's it. I'm going to leave that there. If something in this resonated with you, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Until next time, be well. Ciao.